Hello everyone and welcome back to my official The GH24 News YouTube channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we begin, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carly Spencer made a dirty substantiation drive while Christina Corinthos Davis fumed over a cancelled trip. Drew Quartermaine also tried to strike a new deal with Portia Robinson, so let's talk about all Wednesday's drama. In the broom room, Dante Falconeri talked to Harrison Chase about babysitting with Lulu Spencer and working through the recent pressure since he was happy to have her awake. At Crimson, Nina Reeves flirted with Jeffrey Beckett, who was a wildlife intelligencer for the magazine's new Nature and Trip series. Ava Jerome ultimately came on and recalled meeting Jeffrey through a gallery event. After Jeffrey left, Ava asked Nina for a loan to help with her plutocrat troubles. Nina was happy to pitch in and suggested Ava could consider it a gift, but Ava claimed on paying her back. At Elizabeth Baldwin's place, her romantic moment with Lucky Spencer was intruded by Carly and her gift handbasket delivery. Latterly, Aiden Weber caused another interruption, but Lucky and Liz ultimately set up themselves alone for the evening since their son was staying with a friend. After Laura Collins talked to Curtis Ashford about the cutting composition against Drew and verified he was behind it, she offered praise for exposing Drew's awful conduct. Next, Laura made her way to Elizabeth's house, where she derailed Liz's evening with Lucky and suggested they should all have regale together. Once Alexis Davis set up about Drew being trashed in the news, she prompted Curtis to principally put out a damage control composition for Scout Quartermaine's sake. Still, Curtis refused to enable Drew's bad jest. At the sanitarium, Drew brought Willow Corinthos flowers and upset she was embarrassed to be seen together after that awful composition about him. Willow assured Drew that wasn't the case, but she did feel like all eyes were on them. Christina also approached Willow latterly with some updates on Michael Corinthos and a request for some vids of the kiddies to lift his spirits. Willow was on board just as long as the focus was on commodity positive and not all the negativity girding her relationship with Drew. Christina was kind and understanding about the whole thing, so Willow appreciated that and wished further people could be like her. Subsequently, Carly tracked down Willow to Bandy Enterprises about how the composition about Congressman Cutthroat would affect the kiddies. It turned into a heated argument, so Drew popped back over to defend himself along with Willow. Once Carly realized she was getting nowhere, she headed to Nina's office and derailed her discussion with Ava. After Ava took off, Carly told Nina that they had to put their Drew takedown plan and stir right down. After Carly talked about trying to stall Willow's move heft, she claimed they had to get in Drew's house and find commodity so inarguable that Willow would no way look at him the same way again. Nina questioned what they'd do if there wasn't anything to find, but Carly argued that they'd have to make sure there was commodity, inferring that they'd plant it if need be. In Portia's office, Rick Lansing admitted the situation was indeed worse than she allowed. In addition to Portia's job and medical license being in jeopardy, she could also face charges and captivity time for tampering with Heather Weber's lab results in a felonious court case. Portia made a vaticination about Drew unleashing the dirt heat on her now that she'd failed her Curtis charge. Nonetheless, Portia eventually held out stopgap that perhaps she could save her future and summoned Curtis to GH. When Drew came to Portia's office latterly, he suggested there was still a way to regain their deal. Drew wanted Portia by his side at a press conference for the pediatric sports action, which would force Curtis to give him some positive content. Once Curtis walked in, he demanded to know what Drew was doing there. In a test room, Willow realized Sasha was her coming case, so Sasha prompted her to speak her mind. After Willow called Sasha a fraud, she claimed Sasha had done worse than her by dating Michael and also getting pregnant by his other uncle, Jason Morgan. Willow acted like Sasha was just after Quartermaine plutocrat, but Sasha refocused out that Willow ended up with Fat Drew. Sasha also felt like Willow just couldn't admit she blew up her life over such a sleaze. When Christina ran into Rick, he rankled her up by shutting down her ballet trip with Avery Corinthos since it was passing on one of Ava's guardianship days. Christina brazened Ava outside her apartment and fumed when she learned Ava scored tickets to take Avery to the ballet rather. After Christina blasted Ava, Rick showed up to shut down the conflict and transferred Christina on her way. Christina may find some surprising ways to fight back, so stay tuned. Marco, so let's talk about his first airdate in this new contract part. Anchondo will make his debut on Thursday, March 13th, which is also when Lucas Jones is set to meet a mysterious foreigner. Adrian Anchondo indeed screen tested with Van Hansis, so all signs point to Marco being Lucas' new love interest. Marco will catch Lucas' eye and may eventually help him move on from Brad Cooper, but can this riddle man be trusted? Anchondo offered up some interesting hints in an interview with television bigwig. It clearly sounds like Marco may have a shady side, though he may develop illicit passions for Lucas as well. But I really connected with the character, and I feel like I've been playing a lot of good guys going bad or bad guys going good, so I suppose this character is in my wheelhouse, Anchondo said. That makes it feel like Marco might straddle the line between good Joe and bad Joe following his debut. A recently released print also shows Marco at Windmere, which points to a Jen Sidwell connection. Will Marco turn out to be Sidwell's son? That seems like a great possibility under the circumstances. Natalia Ramirez preliminarily talked about having a son named Eloy from another marriage, the amazing guitarist who dissatisfied his mama by drifting down from music. It's possible Eloy will turn out to be Marco since we know Natalia has a romantic history with Sidwell. Marco is a counsel, but Natalia may feel like his musical gift is being wasted despite that emotional alternate career path. Also again, it's possible Marco is a different person entirely. Sidwell has surely had numerous suckers over the times, so perhaps this is his son with another woman or indeed a youngish family rather. Whatever the case, suckers will look forward to Adrian Anchondo's debut in the March 13th occasion. That'll give Lucas a chance to cross paths with Marco, so sparks should fly right off the club. Lucas may eventually fall hard for Marco and make some prognostications about their unborn together, but Marco's secrets could get in the way. There'll be plenitude of layers to peel back. Formerly Marco makes his first appearance, so stay tuned for updates on any shocking news to come. Sonny Corinthos offered to set up an education fund for Giovanni Gio Palmieri. Tracy Quartermain's clause came out faster than you can say mob plutocrat. Could Tracy be hiding a whopper about Joe's true roots, like that he's Brooklyn Quartermain's secret sprat with Dante Falconeri? Tracy didn't hold back. She skewered Sonny like a Thanksgiving lemon, advising Gio to steer clear of his liberality because everyone attached to Sonny ends up in detriment's way. Ouch. She painted a grim picture: take the cash, and you're dodging pellets or worse. Sonny is used to pushback, but Tracy's venom had an edge that cut deep, like she's got a particular stake in keeping Gio out of his route. Was it just her Quartermain misprision for mob ties, or does her freak-out hint at a deeper verity she's guarding with that icy light? The suckers are buzzing. This AI ain't just about pride. Then's the head scrape. Tracy is overpassing like she's Joe's puck godmother, acting territorial over his well-being. Why does she watch so important? Sure, Gio is living at the Q Manse, strumming his violin and fascinating the clan, but Tracy isn't exactly the warm and fuzzy type. Her fierce hands-out vibe towards Sonny's offer feels less like family fidelity and more like she's got skin in the game. Is she guarding Gio from Sonny's chaos, or from a secret that could unravel if the toughie gets too close? Tracy isn't one to meddle without motive, and this has hidden docket written all over it. What if Tracy is in on the biggest secret of all, that Gio is the sprat Brooklyn gave up times ago, sired by Dante? Imagine this: Tracy has known ever, keeping it locked tight from Dante, Ned Quartermain, and the whole Q crew. Perhaps Lois Cerullo clued her in back in the day, and Tracy has been playing guard ever ago. Her freakout over Sonny's fund could be fear. Gio getting cozy with Sonny might disinter DNA blotches she's rather hopeless to keep unconnected.